Okay, welcome everyone. This is part 2 of our painting challenge with Sarah Jane Brown. And some of you might not have been at the first part, which was last week, where Sarah Jane painted for us. And then, of course, the assignment is to spend the week doing our own painting in our own style. We can make our own composition. And now we get to see everyone's work. So if you didn't join us in the painting, it's great to have you. And we do this once a month. So we'll announce the next painting challenge soon. All right, I'm gonna share my screen and we will get started. Oh, and don't forget we have giveaways. So a Mastrius member is going to win an apron, a Mastrius apron. They're super awesome. And they have 2 or 3 pockets. I can't remember, I love them. And a non-member will get a 1-month events membership so that you can come to our weekly live events for free. And that includes being added to our chat platform so you can begin meeting other members and mentors. And you get access to their event recordings for a week for each one. Get tired of my own voice. All right, let's get going.
Okay.
Okay, now let me know if you can see this okay. Did it pop up?
Yeah.
Oh, did I? Oops.
It did, and then you're back again.
Let me just move this over here. There we go. I'm going to do this a little differently. All right. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here we go. So this is Sarah Jane's painting. And the reference photo. Maybe I'll shrink this down a bit. And here we go from Crystal Rassi. Dun, da, da, da. Ooh, oh, I love. That looks so smooth and soft.
I'm gonna be like this now.
Oh.
I'm glad I got my glasses on.
I can zoom in if you want.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's nice to see the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
She's gone more with the actual original reference, the colours of the original photo. I think some people have gone with the painting colours that I used, and some have gone with the original photo. So yeah, it's quite interesting who's picked what.
Yeah, I love the atmospheric perspective. It's yeah, it feels like I'm there.
Yeah. And the bit at in the foreground, the way the ridges in the sand.
Yeah,
that bit down the bottom.
Very nice. I want to say this is acrylic. Crystal, if you're here, let us know or pop it in the chat. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, it's lovely, Crystal. Very nice.
And the little shadows on the edges of the sand, where the sand meets the water, that little ridge of shadow is lovely as well.
Yeah, it's dreamy. It's really dreamy. I love it. Thanks, Crystal, for submitting.
Good job.
Jody Lindsay, next up. Ooh, look at those colors.
Yeah.
Lovely.
So Jody went closer to my colours, I think.
Yeah.
She's got those sort of pinks and oranges in.
I love pink. Very nice.
Yeah, nice sort of flowing brushwork as well. Quite different from Crystal's. Just the way that she's used the brushwork.
Yeah, it has a nice flow, leading the eye. I'm quite enjoying these colors, the pink and peachy and orange. They are favorites of mine.
Yeah, I know you're Mrs. Magenta, aren't you?
I know. Okay, I have Jody. I was going to call you Lindsay. Jody, thank you for submitting. It's lovely. It is a very positive, warm, happy painting. Pallavi, all right. Oh, nice.
Amazing.
Very nice.
I'm guessing there's some texture in there as well. It's a little hard to see from the photo, but it looks like she's got quite a bit of texture in there. Oh yeah, loads.
Yeah. I wonder if she put something down underneath or if that was on top or in the paint.
Yeah, it looks like it's sitting underneath. Maybe she's not here.
If you're here, Pallavi, let us know. It's lovely. I like the texture. It really works with the sand and rocks.
Yeah, and especially in the foreground where you kind of got that, it's implying the detail for you and the texture of the rocks.
Yeah. This rich blue is very delightful. I love that. So fresh.
Yeah, and the little hints of pink showing in the foreground as well again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like too the depth with having the high contrast detail up front and then it being very soft and
Yeah, just got the
mhm.
the distance much more muted and
yeah. Lovely, Pallavi. Thank you for submitting. Next up, Mindy. Ooh.
oh.
Oh.
It's very moody and atmospheric. Just the colors are really different from the others.
Yeah. Oh, it's so.
And it's very atmospheric.
Yeah, peaceful, moody, delicious.
Yeah. It's interesting, isn't it? Sometimes, you know, if you put lots of color into things, then the color makes you go, oh, and sometimes when the color is really restrained, that has the same effect. But for
yeah,
it kind of, it really is atmospheric.
There is a
yeah, and there's still quite a lot of color in there, but it's just very restrained.
It
Yeah,
gave
nice.
me an emotional reaction, which I love. It's really, really lovely. Nice work, Mindy. I like too the hard edges kind of in the middle.
Yeah, and actually the shadow of that big rock, the way she's got the shadow stroke reflection, it's hard to say whether it's reflection or shadow, but just bringing it down into the water.
Yeah.
Kind of really
nice. Thank you.
It really reads as a rock sitting in a rock pool.
yeah, it lands it well. Beautiful. Thanks for submitting, Mindy. Sherry Lynn. Ooh, look at this.
That's interesting, isn't it? It's very, very sort of stylized, very.
Yeah.
I'd like to know if that's the style of her work normally.
Yeah, and I should know, but I can't remember. Sure, if you're here, it's right up my alley. I'm big on.
Yeah, I can see that. Quite similar to yours in those sort of flowing shapes and.
Yeah. Yeah, really neat. It almost makes me think of I don't know, it's it's reminding me of something else.
It reminds me a bit of Munch.
How so?
You know, the Munch painting, The Scream.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, the way that she's kind of got the lines flowing and it's very stylized, but you can it's still readable as a beach and flowing water in the sand and rocks, but it's in that very distinctive style.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really neat.
Kind of slightly disorientating. It's like the sand is moving, but in a good way.
Yeah. Yeah, my eyes are just darting around, enjoying the details. Great composition choice. Very nice. Yay. Thanks for submitting. Leah, up next. Let me see that. There we go. Very nice.
What do you know what that medium that is?
Let me zoom in.
It almost
it's
a little hard to tell.
I'd say acrylic. If you're here, Leah, let us know or pop it in the chat. Oh, there's chat. I haven't been looking at the chat.
Looking at painting, look at the chat.
All right.
Maybe I'll get the chat up as well that I can see.
It's funny, I'm like, let us know, but then I don't actually look.
Oh,
Yes.
Mindy was here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's very strong. Strong lines, strong shadows,
Yeah.
powerful
The
piece.
rock shapes have got a nice 3D quality, and the headlands in the distance are kind of, they look like they've got the sun on them in the background, which is nice.
Yeah, yeah.
And the water feels like it's really flowing. It's very dynamic.
Yeah, lots of movement. Nice warm, cool contrast too. Very nice.
Sorry if I'm going like this.
No, I can't even see you.
I'm trying to look at the details of it. Probably pulling faces.
So good. Thank you, Leah, for submitting. Yeah, it's great. Shauna Hart. Oh, look at this.
Oh,
Cool.
lovely palette. All the sort of pinks and mauves and blues.
Yeah, it's very soothing.
And again, quite stylized, quite sort of illustrative.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Graphic almost.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, I find it
It's
very
really nicely pared back, very, very simple, you know, seemingly simple, but not.
Yeah, simplified.
There's very separate areas of where the shadows are meeting the kind of sunlit sand. And the sunlit side of the rocks. And
yeah, beautiful light.
And again, the headlands receding, and that lovely sweep in the sky. I love that transition between the sort of peachy color and the soft purple.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Great color palette. Nice. Thank you for submitting, Shauna. And Sarah Robinson. Let's zoom out. Ooh, watercolor.
Watercolor.
Yes. Nice.
Well, hats off to you for attempting it in watercolor. Watercolor's so hard.
It is, I know. I admire our watercolor artists.
Yeah.
Lovely.
But great job. Lovely. Again, like really used the medium to kind of imply that flow of the water. It's so sort of soft and muted in the background, and then she's really pumped up the intensity of the blues and the little bit of sort of purple in the foreground. It's warmed it up.
Yeah, I love
and just using the medium really nicely, just the sort of little blotches and blops to imply the rocks without overworking it.
Yeah,
really nice.
I'm loving, I see the pencil work back here, and I love seeing that in artwork. The construction of paintings, I just find that so nice to get a hint of what's underneath, and that it's so subtle, such a nice little thing to find. Very nice. Thank you for submitting, Sarah. And Laura Lee.
Ooh. They're all so different. It's amazing.
Fantastic. Great colors.
Really intense color.
Yeah. Oh, it's powerful.
But still atmospheric. It's got a huge sense of space, that the way that recedes back into the distance is.
Yeah. This color palette.
It really feels like it's sort of traveling back in.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, I'd be curious.
And that's on a square format, is it, or is it just cropped?
Yeah, it looks almost square, might be a touch tall.
Yeah.
Such a bold color palette. I really like it.
Yeah. But I actually I quite like the fact that it's a square format. It's kind of compressed it a bit, but still she's managed to compress it that way, but still get space
Yeah,
in the perspective.
yeah. Square
And just
composition.
using the, again, just muting the colours as it recedes back, but the foreground is so intense, it's really fiery. And the blues against that in the foreground are amazing.
The turquoises, yeah, gorgeous.
And lots of colour and texture in the rocks too.
Yeah. Ooh, well done. That was Laura Lee. Thanks for submitting, Laura Lee. Candace up next. Oh, another square, I think, close to, yes.
Yeah, looks like it.
Nice.
But so it's such a different palette. It's amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so much, all those sort of golden tones, that's lovely. Much more muted, but still intense in the foreground. And
look at this.
The rocks.
Look at the
shape of the rocks. That's.
I'm enjoying the
brushwork.
Yeah, beautiful.
Plenty of paint on that one. You can see the texture of the brush strokes. I love that when you can see the brush strokes in the paint.
Yeah, me too. I don't have a single brush stroke in my artwork, but I love brushwork. I just need to do it in my own. Yeah, I love how it just creates so much interest. And yet she's able to keep it really simplified as well.
But also because of that brushwork, it's really dynamic. It feels like there's lots of movement.
Yeah, it has energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you for submitting, Candace. This is oil. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, that's I did wonder because it's just juicy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I know.
Oil next to acrylic always feels juicier.
Thanks for submitting.
Yeah.
And Nancy Logan. Nancy's in my mentorship group. Ooh, this looks good, Nancy. Nice.
Is Nancy there?
I think so. I think I saw her hiding here.
Hi, Nancy. Wow.
Yeah. I like that the color, like the rocks are fairly neutral. Nice.
Yeah, they're sort of like punctuation marks, kind of going back into and the form of the foreground one was great. The shadow and the highlight on top, they've got a real 3D quality to them. Yeah.
Yeah, nice palette.
And the sand actually in the foreground is warmer than the sand in the distance, so that's pulling it forward, which is
nice to see you too, Nancy. Yeah, it's great. It's a powerful piece. I'm just trying to put my I think because those rocks are more muted, a little bit on the cool side, the temperature contrast, which is what we spoke about in our session this month. Good for you, Nancy. I think that's what's catching me is the temperature contrast, all those cools in there. Nice. Good job, Nancy. Yeah.
It's a bit of a challenge really, because you've got the cool colors of the blue of the water and the warmth of the sound, and then you've got the sort of warm sky as well, trying to get them to balance, compete against each other too much. Excuse me.
Thanks for submitting, Nancy.
Yeah.
And Roberta.
Oh, now the watercolor.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, so soft. I love that it's washed out here. It makes me think like there's a hidden sort of dreamy something back there. I wish
kind of like a rain cloud coming in or something and making it misty.
Yeah, it's mysterious. I like that.
Yeah. And again, the way that she's, you know, that's the beauty of watercolor, is when you're trying to paint water, it's the perfect medium.
Yeah, no kidding.
There's those watery marks that are just sort of flowing. It's just delicious.
Yeah. And the muted color palette just adds to that feeling.
Yeah. it's always interesting. Like I think some people are really love bright color, and some people love the more restrained neutral tones.
Yeah.
And I always love those colors when I see other people do them. When I'm painting, it always ends up with more color.
Yeah, oh, me too.
Can't help it. You can't help it, can you? You just do what you do. You do what you love, and you do what you do, and that's what makes it yours. So
Yeah, I guess so.
I really admire it when when you see how people control really sort of tight color ranges.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have not developed that skill yet. Give me another decade. This is great. Yeah, well done, Roberta. As always. Thanks for submitting. Christina, ooh, look at the, oh gosh.
I can't get over how different they all are. It's amazing.
Isn't that something? Wow, that's gorgeous. I want to touch it.
And that contrast of the yellows and the blues, and but it looks like she's used. Does she use an orange ground?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Underpainting. Yeah.
I love the way that's peeking through in the background.
Yeah. Yeah, glazes probably.
Yeah, there's sort of soft grays and then the little bits of the pink warming it up. Just and actually where the waves are sort of breaking, and she's just left a little bit of the background showing through rather than trying to put any white in, or there's just like a little hint of shadow and a little hint of the background underneath. Can you just zoom in on that, Julie, on the background?
This,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's so understated, but it's magic.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now you've zoomed in as well. You can see all the brushwork on the rocks, and
yeah,
again, the lit side and the dark side.
I wonder, this looks like oil. I'm not sure. You're here, Christina. Let us know the color palette.
It does look. It's got that look about it, for sure.
Yeah, so lovely, and it's so soft. The blending is.
Yeah, it's quite a nice. Like the background, the distance is so soft and sort of ethereal, and then the foreground is really kind of like
powerful,
like really punchy and dynamic. The brushwork's dynamic, the colors are dynamic, and then you also got this real strong value contrast in the foreground, and then it just tapers off into nothing in the distance. Lovely.
Yeah, she says it's orange acrylic ground and then painted in oil, painted fast and loose in an hour.
Well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we should have asked everybody else if they managed to do it. What sort of time scale they've done.
I used to do more of these, except I can't do it in an hour.
It's tough. It's tough.
Not yet. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you for submitting. Yes. And she says, so she wouldn't overwork it. And that's the key, right? Is not.
Yeah. I really wanted to keep going on mine, but then I resisted the temptation.
Yeah, no kidding.
I probably will at a later date.
Thanks for submitting. Oh, and Marguerite.
Oh,
lovely. That's fantastic too.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's very strong. Those
again, very kind of graphic almost, like really strong shapes and like really focused on the big shapes.
Yeah.
And sort of put the color down and left it alone, and it's just
a red ground. Yeah, this is great, Marguerite. I've been following Marguerite. She was our first member at Mastrius, member number 001. And we've had the joy of watching her over the last 2.5 years. This is fantastic. It's looser, I think, Marguerite, than what I'm used to. It's fantastic.
Yeah. And again, the sense of it receding and the distant headlands and the
that shot of blue back here.
Yeah,
really nice. Beautiful.
And right in the foreground, those those rocks in the foreground, that little shots of red and
Mhm.
purple and orange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very beautiful. Thank you for submitting, Marguerite. MC.
Wow.
Christine,
Even
look
more
at that.
graphic.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic.
Oh my word. It's so interesting, isn't it, how people interpret everything so differently.
Yeah. Really strong lines.
Yeah.
Look at how
It almost looks like you know, kind of like a really good lino print. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
real kind of the colors are all so separate and in such distinct shapes.
Mm-hmm.
They're really graphic and really, so it's really clean.
Mm-hmm. If anyone was at our event last night with Ned Mueller, he was talking about the shape in and the fun, like the fun that you can have carving out interesting shadow shapes and value shapes and whatnot. And yeah, that's what I'm just eating up, is these fun, like
Even that foreground rock where your cursor is now, the little purple band around the shadow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't think to do that normally, but in this, you know, and all of the colors laid cleanly next to each other, the reflect the rock to the left, right, right hand side. Yeah, those colors there in that foreground, how they're all kind of laid down cleanly next to each other, but they're still implying that water is flowing, and the reflection and the shadow.
Yeah.
Even in the little rocks behind, the little shadows in the water.
Yeah.
And then that strong zigzag shape going back.
Yeah.
Just
yeah. Really well done. Great great artistic license here. Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you for submitting.
Fabulous.
Hema or Hema, I'm not sure. Beautiful. Oh, that's some yummy.
Oh, I love all those pinks and purples there.
Yeah. I love how the whites, the water's catching the sun.
Yeah.
Here. Lots of yummy detail. How is it seeing your painting all these different ways?
I'm kind of a bit blown away, because
Yeah.
like they're all so different, and they're so so uniquely in somebody else's style. You know, they're all things that I couldn't do if I tried to, because you know, you can only do you, can't you? You can't do anyone else.
No, that's right.
But you kind of forget that when you know, you look at other people's paintings quite often, and you can admire things about brushwork or color, or you know, control of the medium, whatever it is. But when you're all working from the same image, that really kind of comes home, like how unique everybody's work is.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's
Fantastic.
amazing.
I know, I can hear it in your voice.
Yeah.
So neat, so neat.
I love the that soft blending, that sort of transition in the sky from the pink to the blue, and that little touch of yellow on the corner of the headland.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's lovely.
Yeah, beautiful depth.
And all the pinks and mauves in the sort of middle distance are lovely.
Yeah, really nice. Thank you, Hema, for submitting. Beautiful work. Diana Wilkes. Ooh, look at this. Nice and tall.
I saw this one on Instagram. So yeah, so different again.
Yeah. Oh, look at that yummy detail right here.
Yeah.
And then this looks, it's just reflecting like glass. That's really well done.
And the texture of the sand as well in the foreground, and that sort of long shadow that's going across from one side to the other.
Yeah.
That's magic.
Yeah. every little decision, right, that we make as we're planning the composition, color value, so many decisions to make.
Yeah. I wonder how long this took.
Diana, are you here?
Is she here?
You're here. Say at least 4 hours, please.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
It looks like it took longer. It looks a lot more controlled, you know.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, more realistic. Thanks for submitting, Diana. Beautiful. Cindy Zampa. Ooh, zoom out a bit.
That's lovely and soft.
Yeah, it is. Oh, that's so nice.
Oh, could you go back in a bit?
I'll zoom in a bit more too. Yeah, I can see
That's sort of receding in the distance. It's lovely.
glazes and veil. I see, very nice. Must be acrylic, I think.
It looks like it, yeah.
I like how warm, like if there's a purple glaze over this, it really is working well.
Yeah.
It warms up the whole sort of section.
And again, it's like just the foreground colors are just slightly more saturated, slightly more intense, and then they just gradually get more muted as they go back.
Yeah.
But it's quite a close range, but it's still is giving that sense of distance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the purple peach combo. Very nice. Nice work, Cindy.
Yeah. and just the softness of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a dreamy day at the beach. Thanks for submitting, Cindy. Lori Roth, she's also in my group. Oh,
Wow.
cool. Encaustic.
I was going to ask if
It must be. Lori, if you're here, let us know. Oh, cool.
Is that the whole image, or is it zoomed in?
I'm going to say it's the whole image. Knowing Lori's work, like this would be the back hill, and then the water.
Just taking the shapes and the colors and just done something completely different with it.
Yeah, it's all about color, texture, and it actually looks like water, so that's pretty cool. The rocks and beach have the texture in the water.
And all those little pitted marks in the wax are kind of just implying that roughness of the rocks, but it's
it is square, it is encaustic. Thanks, Lori. Nice work.
How big is it, Lori?
That's a good question.
It looks like it might be quite small, just from the size of the little kind of holes in the texture.
Yeah, let us know. 8 by 8 maybe.
Lovely. I love that sort of surface texture of the wax.
Yeah, I really appreciate how she pared it down and made it about the color and texture. It's really so impressionistic, almost abstracted, but it's 12 by 12. There we are.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Good work, Lori.
Quite big then. I was wondering if it was smaller than that, because it looks like it's kind of a close-up.
Yeah, really nice.
Yeah,
good job, Lori. Thanks for submitting.
Isn't it interesting how people can just interpret the image so differently?
Yeah, Elise. Oh, look at this. Woohoo. Zoom in a bit more for you. It's very strong.
Yeah. And I wonder if she's here.
Yeah, she says she's not done yet.
You're not done yet.
I just saw that.
Is that an hour?
I know, right? You have a strong start. And you know what? If you said it was done, I like I like that it's
Yeah. The brushwork again.
Yeah.
And the brushwork's very dynamic. You know, she's kind of chopped and changed the direction of the brush marks, which is kind of given it lots of life and energy.
Yeah. I like the shadow across the midground.
Sorry, she said adding more purple and white and more to the foreground right now.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Right while the iron's hot.
Yeah, I like it. I like it that it's, I mean, don't overdo it. The masters say 2% overdone is worse than 20% underdone.
Yeah.
Toggle of life, haha. I know, totally get it, Elise. Beautiful. I really like it.
Yeah. I think more. I'm sorry, I'm just reading her comment. I'm adding more to the foreground. Where are you going to put the purple and the white? I'm curious.
We'll see.
She's too busy painting to answer.
Oh no, can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am adding more purple to the right side of the stream in front of the large rock. Yeah, right there. And I'm also adding some more dark purple to the very foreground stream, kind of where there's some whitish looking streaks. No, like way down.
Yeah.
Down here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm also adding some more footprints and stuff in the foreground and some maybe a bit more orangey tone, like toned down kind of stuff. More that. So that's what's happening. I'll post it when I'm actually done.
Yeah, do that.
It's been too long. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be careful you don't lose the freshness of it, because there's that energy in the brushwork's lovely.
For sure. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Take us on it so we can comment. I would love to see it. Thanks for submitting, Elise. Good to see you. Lynn Mizera. Hi, Lynn.
Lynn. Hi, Lynn.
Oh, look at that.
They said love it.
Very Lynn style. It's got all the texture and colors.
I keep zooming out. Okay, there's the big view. Cool. Lynn, what do you use?
Other pink dress, where is it?
Oh,
I muted her.
Elise, could you mute yourself?
Oh wait, I muted her.
Oh, you done it? Okay.
Yeah. Lynn says inky paper
Totally my
towel.
style. Started with a layer of inky paper towel for texture and color.
Oh, cool. Let me zoom in. Look at that. Isn't that? Whew. You are bold, Lynn. I like bold. No messing around. I like the shapes, like that you really cut some angles, and triangles are very pleasing, as we've learned.
Yeah, again, it's that very sort of stylized dynamic shapes, and the rocks are all echoing that. I don't know if that's on purpose, Lynn, is it? That they're all kind of those triangular shapes.
Yeah, and the hills. Yeah, that's a neat intentional composition, Lynn, with the triangles. Yes, brilliant. Very cool. The texture is just fantastic. And you still have the muted.
Yeah, it's still receiving.
Yeah.
And I know Lynn doesn't work representationally, so trying to do anything that has a sense of distance is probably quite alien to you. Is that fair, Lynn? Yeah, but you still manage to do that. It still feels like it's receding.
Yeah. Thanks for submitting, Lynn. Nice.
Totally different from everybody else's.
Yeah, and here we go, like the beauty of it all. This is why we're not in competition with each other. Art is so unique for each of us. The way
But the colours, oh
Yeah.
my word.
yeah,
That blue and yellow bouncing off each other.
yeah, the light.
And then, you know, all the kind of all the muted browns and darks, and, you know, the sort of sandy colours, and
Yeah.
the shapes also really dynamic.
Yeah.
The little highlights on the rocks just bouncing the sunlight off are fabulous. So I never got to on mine. Ran out of time. But that, and the waves in the background. I think that's the first waves I've seen.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh.
And the sunlight bouncing off the wet sand, where the waves kind of hit the sand there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice.
It's so punchy, isn't it? The colors really sing.
Yeah, I like the muted contrasting with the vibrant.
Well, it kind of gives the foil for the other colors to really jump out.
Yeah, definitely about the
Like
water.
if all of the color was that intense, it would be too much. But it's the, you know, the color of the sky and the reflections and the highlights are just sort of bouncing off that. It's just a really nice contrast between neutral colors and really intense saturated color.
Yeah, it's great. Wonderful, Janice. Thanks for submitting.
My mind is blown.
I know. Me too.
Oh, and that's completely opposite. It's just so muted and soft.
Yeah, completely different than the last one. So soft.
Yeah, and really sort of neutral colors and very delicate.
Dreamy. I love how it's washed out here. It kind of looks like there's a fog over the water between us and the hills.
Well, it's almost the background almost looks like it's watercolor. Right. Then the foreground is obviously textured and I'm imagining it's acrylic, but it's so soft, that distant part, it almost looks like watercolor.
Yeah. Tina, if you're
And
here,
the rocks have got great form as well. They're kind of,
yeah, and nice shadows.
yeah,
Cool shadows. Yeah, so yeah, another thing that Ned brought up last night and we hear a lot is warm light, cool shadows, cool light, warm shadows. Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah, that warm shadow coming from the rock on the right hand side. Yeah, there's sort of purple in there that's just
Really?
warming it up slightly.
Yeah, or the grounds that nice. Nice. Thanks for submitting, Tina. All right, we must be getting close to the end here. Sharon Cully. Cool. She went horizontal. Nice. Let me zoom in a bit more.
Oh, I think that's the only one, isn't it? That's the only
Think so.
couple of square ones, but the only horizontal one.
Yeah, I like how that changes the composition.
Completely. Yeah. Again, I love the distant, those purples in the distance.
Yeah.
And that little bit of orange kind of tucked behind the headland that's
The orange here.
on the left hand side, where you've got that sort of purple,
yeah,
and that little bit of orange there, that purple against the orange in the distance.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so different. I think the you know, turning it horizontal, it completely changes the composition, completely changes the feel of it.
Yeah, it changes the story a bit too. Yeah, it's much more about the beach for me in this one. Yeah, it's nice.
Is that acrylic? I'm guessing it is.
Sharon.
Like that little bit of, and the can you just zoom in on the left hand side, the water on the left? Ooh.
There.
Just looks like there's some the like little ripples that it looks like it's sort of washing in.
Yeah, Roberta just
Can't quite see from the photograph, but I think that's the brushwork, and it's just like, it feels like it's,
yeah,
the water is moving in that part.
it's acrylic. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, there's some good, nice, yummy details drawing us in. Like this too. Nice. Thank you for submitting, Sharon. And Deb Nicolaisen. Ooh, oh, 2 watercolor, and this is our last one.
Oh,
All right, so watercolor.
I
and
did
then-
too.
Oh,
Okay, can we look at, yeah.
beautiful palette. Which one do you want to look at first?
Oh, well, that one now. Oh, look, she's even written the beach on it.
Returns, yeah, big.
Yeah.
big. That's really lovely. I love ink and watercolor.
Yeah. I use a ink pen and watercolor if I'm out sketching outside. Just such a nice combination, and you don't need very much stuff you don't need to lug much equipment with you to do that.
Yeah.
But it's really effective because it's the shapes on that. Again, the distance is huge, isn't it? What that sort of headland right in the distance is really feels like it's way back, and the stream is the sort of snake shape, kind of leading you through.
And then this is
Lovely.
Deb paints in, I want to say
Isn't
this.
it amazing how you can paint the same thing in 2 different mediums and
Yeah.
it's completely different.
Completely different.
Yeah. Oh, I love those purples in that, in the sort of in the stream in the foreground there.
Yeah, the color palette is beautiful. Like how vibrant this is. And it's balanced.
And the shadows on the rocks and the
yeah, very nice.
and just the intensity of the color in the foreground sort of receding as it goes back.
Yeah, glorious, Deb.
It's glowing as well, the colors.
Yeah, it is glowing. Yeah, yeah, beautiful.
Wow.
And that's the last one. That's all of them. Fantastic. Thank you everyone for submitting.
Wow.
Isn't it
So
just
there's 27, is that right?
Yeah, I think it was 27 or so. I'll just scroll back.
I wonder if there's more people haven't shared.
Oh, probably.
Probably.
Yeah, baby steps. Yeah, I just want to scroll back through. Let me
Yeah.
go a little faster.
Hi, Mary Al Benson in Kenora, Canada. I sent mine to the link to your email link because I couldn't remember where to send it, but I didn't do the beach scene. I took the background colors and composition and turned it into a local marsh that we have in our area.
Oh,
But
cool.
Oh,
perhaps
cool.
you
Did you
perhaps
just
you
hold it? Were you just
perhaps you
holding it
never
up
got it.
then?
I'm sorry.
Were you just holding it up then? Did I see you hold it?
Oh no, I don't actually have it here.
Oh,
Oh,
it was Sam. Sam,
Yeah.
I see you. Did you just hold up a painting?
No, I didn't. I had my pencil.
No. Sam. She's holding
Oh,
up her
I see.
painting.
yeah, Sam. All right, let me just see if I can spotlight Sam. And then,
Oh,
very nice.
beautiful.
Love the
You're
cool.
muted, Sam.
Well, I don't think you're muted, but I can't hear you. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, beautiful. And then it was Mariel. You sent it in, but it was not in this mix, was it? Did we miss
No, I just sent it to your email because I didn't write down where to send it, so I didn't have the
Okay.
address, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. But I was just saying that I didn't follow the beach scene. I went for a local marsh instead, but used
Cool.
principles of the rock shapes and the colors and that, and just kind of carried them into my painting. But I
Yeah.
found it a very interesting exercise, very well. Thank you very much, Sarah, for doing all that and explaining everything.
Yeah,
You're very welcome.
great exercise. So don't go
yeah.
anywhere. We do have 2 winners. I just have to find them now. Thanks for participating, everyone. And for our member, we have a Master's apron. Oh geez, where is it? And then for a non-member, we have a 1-month events membership. Okay, I have the names. The pre-member, as we like to call our non-members, is Pallavi. Yay! So you'll get a 1-month events membership. And I think I saw in here, if you're here, I won't call you out and embarrass you. But anyways, we will connect with you to get you that. And I hope I'm not butchering your name, Pallavi. Thank you for participating. And then our member winner is Sherry Lynn. Is Sherry Lynn here? Congrats. You're going to get a Mastrius painting apron. And they're the bomb. Pockets and everything. Look at all the people.
Have pockets.
Yeah, I know, it's fantastic. Very cool.
Amazing what lurks in the pockets of my apron.
I know. Awesome. Yeah, it is a fun exercise. So we're going to do this again next month. I'll stick around on the call if anyone wants to talk about Mastrius or picking a mentor or anything you want for a few minutes. And Sarah Jane, you are a godsend. Thank you for inviting us to do this with you.
Thanks. Thank you. Thanks for everybody showing up and having such an amazing go. You know, it wasn't the easiest of things to take on, I don't think, but especially as I was working with a completely different color palette from the reference material, which probably confused quite a few people. But what an amazing job everyone's done.
Yeah, beautiful piece to choose. You're a very gifted artist, Sarah Jane. We're so happy to have you at Mastrius. Yeah, and keep your eyes open for our next challenge in February. I'm not sure who we'll be working with yet, but you'll find out soon. And yeah, I'll stick around for a few minutes. And you're all free to go if you like. Just Sarah Jane, good to see you. I hope you have a lovely weekend.
Thank you. Thanks very much, everybody.
All right. Yeah, don't forget Sarah Jane has a mentorship group. Do you
Yes.
mention that? Yes. And a course. Did I see a course as well?
Yeah, color course starting February, 4th of February.
Okay, cool. Well, here, I'll just end your mentorship group. What I'll do is for anyone who wants to stick around, I'll show you how to pick a mentor and where the courses are and all that jazz, if you're curious. And I will show off Sarah Jane's mentorship group. This big grid is where all of our mentors are listed, and we have master artist mentors and professional artist mentors. And the way that you narrow it down for yourself, if you're not sure who to work with, is to choose your stage. There are definitions of these on the website. Sarah Jane, are you working with aspiring or emerging?
Yeah.
Aspiring.
Because it's my first group, so I thought I'll
yeah, no, that's good.
Aspiring, and then maybe add some more groups as I go.
And then you're a master level?
A professional level.
Professional level? I can never remember. And you can choose a specialty if you're interested in honing in on something, and then day of the week that you're available. And then it should narrow it down. And of course, I'm looking particularly for Sarah Jane. I didn't add a lot to the filter, which is why I didn't narrow it down too much.
There I am.
There, so then just click through. You can learn all about Sarah Jane here. The whole page is about her. You can check out her website and Instagram, see her work. And this is her group info for aspiring artists. And aspiring artists are not quite beginners. An aspiring artist would be more of a hobby artist. You may have been painting for 6 months or 6 years, And you're looking more for technical advice, technique demos, that sort of thing. So your mentorship group starts February 15th and repeats on the third Wednesday of every month from 11 to 1 a.m. Mountain Time. These are other time zones. If you don't see your time zone there, just Google it. And that happens once a month. The mentorship, well, there's more to it there. There's a second session mid-month with your navigator. It's all in small groups, and our weekly events are included in the membership. So we do a live event every week, which is lots of learning and lots of fun. And then if we pop into courses, we'll see Sarah Jane's course. Confident color, so appropriate.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
starts.
And as you said the other day, it might be just as much about learning to restrain your color choices as it is.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Like playing with like bold color, and also playing with more restrained color, and
Yeah.
being able to control the two.
Well, absolutely. And it's about learning the rules so that you can break them well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so if you're a member, there's always a discount. So for everything. So not a bad idea to grab a membership, and we have this recording library too now under events here, and then an events membership in our upcoming events. Next week is
There's so much on the website. I noticed that, like, the more you dig into it, the more you find.
I know, we're doing a lot. And I mean, we started with mentorship.
It's really active. It's great.
Yeah, it's because we're getting together every week, we're so much about community and learning and relationships and having feedback and being able to ask questions. Like, there's so much pre-recorded out there. We are really about the live relational experience. It's
so friendly. It's very
yeah. Next week's event, sorry about that, is with Ardith Goodwin and Jean Peterson on fearless painting. It's going to be fun. 1 hour, 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I think it's $10 if you're not a member. Grab a membership. This will be really fun. I'm excited. These two, sorry, I keep doing that. These two are master artists at Mastrius, and they met in Ireland and knew each other from Mastrius. And then decided, hey, why don't we do an event together, and we'll ask Mike and Julie. And sure enough, we're like, yes, of course, let's do an event for you guys. And I'm so glad it's finally happening. So community, even for the mentors, it's such a great community. Yeah, anyways, how it works page, lots of info in there. If anyone has questions, feel free to unmute or type them in the chat. And yeah, mentorship is a little bit different than a course, much more interactive. It's monthly. There's always homework. You're not going to get marks or have attendance taken. You can do as much or as little as you want. And it's all in small group of up to 8 artists at the same stage. Weekly events are included, and navigators with every group, and they're an assistant to the mentor and a kind of a group captain for the group. They lead another session mid-month. That's 1 hour, more casual, get together, talk about the homework, paint together, get to know each other, that sort of thing. We have a chat platform, so every group has a private channel where you can be connecting, sharing images of your work and whatnot. And then after you've worked with one mentor, you can, with your group or without your group, move to another mentor and start the process over again, which is awesome to get different eyes on your work. Here's the definitions of the stages. You just pop them open with this. Yeah. Lots of good stuff. All right. That is my very quick spiel. I will let you all go then. Sarah Jane, thanks again. You're a gem. It's been nice having me. Yeah, it's been nice painting with you and hanging out. And thanks to the rest of you for coming too. All righty. Have a good weekend.
And you. Bye. Bye.